Rain hammered against the windshield like fists. Lena Carter tightened her jacket and stared out the passenger window as endless trees swallowed the lonely road. Midnight fog crawled between the trunks like living smoke. "You sure this is the right place?" she asked quietly. Beside her, Ethan Cole kept both hands on the steering wheel. His pale face flickered under the dashboard light. "The map says another mile." The map also said there'd be a town. There was one. Lena hated the way he said that. Outside, the forest looked dead. No birds. No lights. No movement. Only darkness. The old sign finally emerged through the rain. Black Hollow Cemetery. Established 1849. The sign leaned crookedly as if something had tried to drag it underground. Lena swallowed hard. "This place gives me bad vibes." Ethan forced a laugh. "That's the point. My channel needs real horror content." "Our channel," she corrected. "Right. Our channel." The two had been dating for almost a year and recently started filming paranormal videos for the internet. Most were fake, abandoned houses, edited shadows, staged noises. But tonight was different. Black Hollow Cemetery had stories, disappearances, missing hikers, strange screams at night, and one legend repeated by every nearby resident: never stay after midnight. Naturally, Ethan wanted to. The car rolled through rusted gates that screeched like an animal dying. Rows of gravestones emerged from the fog. Some were cracked. Some had sunk into the mud. Some looked freshly dug. Lena's stomach twisted. "This place isn't abandoned." "No caretakers," Ethan replied. "Just old burials." Lightning flashed. For half a second Lena thought she saw someone standing among the graves. A tall figure. Watching them. Then darkness swallowed it again. "Did you see that?" "See what?" She hesitated. "Nothing." Ethan parked near an ancient chapel crumbling under vines. Rainwater dripped from the roof like blood. He grabbed the camera bag. "Ready?" "No." Perfect horror reaction then. Lena rolled her eyes weakly and followed him into the graveyard. The iron gate slammed shut behind them. Neither touched it. The cemetery smelled like wet soil and rotten flowers. Their flashlights cut thin tunnels through the fog. Ethan turned on the camera. "All right, guys," he whispered dramatically, "tonight we are exploring one of the most haunted graveyards in the state, Black Hollow Cemetery." Lena hated when he used that fake YouTuber voice. "Locals claim people hear whispers coming from underground," Ethan continued. "Some even say the dead walk here after midnight." A distant sound interrupted him. A low creaking noise, like wood slowly bending. Both froze. "What was that?" Lena whispered. "Probably trees." There were no trees nearby. The sound came again. "Cree." This time closer. Ethan tried to laugh, but it sounded forced. "Okay, that was creepy." Lena shined her flashlight across the graves. Then she saw it. One coffin. Above ground. Its lid slowly moving. "Cree." Her breath stopped. "Ethan." He turned the camera. The coffin lid shifted again. Neither moved. Then, bang. The lid slammed shut. Silence. Rain dripped softly around them. Lena grabbed Ethan's arm. "We're leaving." Wait. This is incredible footage." "You care about footage right now?" Before Ethan could answer, the camera suddenly crackled with static. A distorted whisper emerged from the speaker. "Below." Both stared at the camera. "Come below." Lena stepped backward. Nope. We're done." The whisper became louder. "She waits below." Then the camera died. Complete silence. Even the rain stopped. That was worse. The entire cemetery suddenly felt frozen. Like the world itself had stopped breathing. Then, a child laughed somewhere in the fog. Lena's blood turned cold. The laugh echoed again. A little girl. Somewhere ahead. "Did you hear that?" Ethan whispered. "Yes." Another laugh. Then tiny footsteps splashing through puddles. Lena swung her flashlight wildly. "Nothing." "Someone's messing with us," Ethan said, though he sounded unsure. "No kid should be out here." The footsteps stopped. Then a small voice whispered from behind them. "Why did you come here?" Lena screamed and spun around. A little girl stood beside a gravestone. Maybe 8 years old. Pale skin. Long black hair soaked by rain. Bare feet covered in mud. She wore an old white dress stained brown near the bottom. Ethan's jaw dropped. "Holy!" The girl tilted her head unnaturally. "You shouldn't be here after midnight." Lena stared at her. "Where are your parents?" The girl ignored the question. "She doesn't like visitors." "Who?" Ethan asked. The child slowly raised one finger toward the chapel. The old building stood silently in the fog. "She wakes when people enter." Lightning flashed again. For a split second the girl's face changed. Her eyes were completely black. Then darkness returned. Lena gasped. The child smiled. "You saw her too." "What are you talking about?" Ethan asked. But the girl suddenly looked frightened. Very frightened. "She's coming." The chapel doors slammed open by themselves. Boom. A violent wind rushed through the cemetery. Every grave candle ignited at once. Hundreds of tiny flames. Lena nearly collapsed. "What the hell is happening?" The little girl backed away. "She smells your heartbeat now." Then she ran into the fog. "Wait!" Lena shouted. Gone. Just gone. No footstep. No sound. Nothing. Ethan grabbed Lena's wrist. "We need to go." Finally, they agreed on something. They sprinted toward the cemetery gate. But when they reached it, the gate was gone. Only endless fog remained. "This isn't possible," Ethan muttered. They turned in circles. The cemetery layout had changed. Graves now stretched endlessly in every direction. The chapel stood farther away than before. "How did we get turned around?" "We walked straight." Lena snapped. Ethan checked his phone. No signal. No GPS. The time read 12:13 a.m. Then the screen cracked by itself. A dark liquid seeped from inside the phone. Lena recoiled. "Throw it away." He dropped it into the mud. The phone began vibrating violently. Then a voice emerged from it. "Stay." The screen showed a woman's face. Rotting skin. Wide empty eyes. "Stay with me." The phone exploded. Lena screamed. Ethan pulled her away. "Run." They sprinted between graves while thunder shook the sky. Something moved behind them. Fast. Too fast. Lena heard wet footsteps chasing them. Not human footstep. Heavier. Dragging. A horrible breathing sound echoed through the fog. RRHHHHHHH. Ethan shined his flashlight backward. The beam caught something pale disappearing behind a mausoleum. A face. Smiling. Too wide. "Don't stop," he shouted. They finally reached the chapel doors. The building towered over them like a corpse standing upright. "We hide inside," Ethan said. "Are you insane? You got a better idea?" Behind them the breathing grew closer. Lena looked into the fog. 2 glowing white eyes stared back. She shoved the chapel door open. The 2 rushed inside and slammed it shut. Instant silence. The chapel smelled like mold and burned flesh. Broken pews lined the room. Candles flickered despite the absence of wind. At the far end stood a massive statue of an angel. Its face had been scratched away. Lena whispered, "This place is evil." Ethan pointed his flashlight at the walls. Names. Thousands of names carved into the wood. Some looked decades old. Others looked fresh. Very fresh. Then Lena saw one. Ethan Cole. Below it, Lena Carter. Freshly carved. Her knees nearly buckled. "No, no, no, no." Ethan stared in horror. "Who did this?" A soft creak echoed upstairs. Both looked toward the balcony. Something moved. Tall. Thin. Crawling on all fours. Lena covered her mouth. The creature slowly climbed across the ceiling like a spider. Its limbs bent the wrong direction. Its long black hair hung over a pale face. Drip, drip. Blood fell from its mouth onto the floor. Ethan whispered, "Don't move." The creature stopped. Then its head twisted completely around. Its eyes locked onto them. And it smiled. A horrible stretched smile splitting its cheeks open. Then it screamed. Not human. Not animal. Something ancient. The chapel lights burst. Darkness consumed everything. Lena felt icy fingers brush her neck. Then the whisper came directly into her ear. You open the gate. Lena and Ethan ran blindly through darkness. The creature shrieked behind them. Wood splintered. Pews smashed. Something crawled across the ceiling above them. Fast. Too fast. Ethan found a staircase leading underground. Down here. They stumbled into a basement beneath the chapel. The door slammed shut behind them. Silence returned. Lena struggled to breathe. What was that thing? Ethan shook uncontrollably. I don't know. The basement walls were stone. Ancient symbols covered them. In the center stood dozens of coffins arranged in a circle. Every coffin lid had scratches on the inside. Lena felt sick. These weren't buried. Then she noticed photographs hanging from strings overhead. Missing people. Dozens of them. Campers. Teenagers. Tourists. One photo looked recent. Only 3 months old. A young couple smiling beside Black Hollow Cemetery. Below the photo someone had written in red paint. She kept them. Lena backed away trembling. This place kills people. Ethan pointed toward a journal sitting atop one coffin. He opened it carefully. Most pages were ruined. But one paragraph remained readable. The woman beneath the chapel is not dead. She feeds on fear and grief. Every soul trapped here becomes part of her. The cemetery changes shape to keep victims from escaping. Do not listen when she speaks in familiar voices. Another sound echoed above them. Footstep. Slow footstep. Then Ethan heard it. Ethan. His mother's voice. He froze. Lena grabbed him immediately. Don't. But that's my mom. The journal said don't listen. The voice came again. Closer now. Ethan, please, help me. Tears filled his eyes. His mother had died 2 years earlier. Then scratching began on the basement door. Long nails dragging slowly across wood. Scraye. Lena whispered, she found us. The basement door creaked open. A cold wind extinguished every candle. Darkness swallowed the room. Then a figure stepped inside. A woman wearing a black veil. Tall and impossibly thin. Her feet hovered above the ground. Lena couldn't see her face beneath the veil. But she felt those eyes staring directly into her soul. The woman spoke softly. You came willingly. Her voice sounded like many voices speaking together. Ethan stepped backward. What are you? The woman tilted her head. I was buried alive beneath this chapel in 1853. As she spoke, images flashed through Lena's mind. Villagers dragging a screaming woman. Chains. A coffin. Nails hammered shut. The woman's muffled cries underground. Then darkness. The veiled figure slowly raised one hand. The fear of dying alone poisoned my soul. The coffins around them began shaking violently. Bang. 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 She fed me, the woman whispered. The lids burst open. Corpses slowly sat upright. Lena screamed. Rotting bodies climbed from coffins with snapping bones and empty eyes. Ethan grabbed a rusted shovel nearby. We move now. The dead lurched toward them. Lena and Ethan sprinted deeper into underground tunnels beneath the chapel. Behind them the corpses crawled after them while the veiled woman floated silently behind all of them. Smiling beneath the veil. The underground tunnels stretched endlessly beneath the graveyard. Bones lined the walls. Human bones. Thousands of them. Lena nearly slipped on dark wet stains covering the stone floor. Blood. Fresh blood. How deep does this place go? She cried. Ethan pointed ahead. A faint light flickered in the darkness. They ran toward it. The tunnel opened into a hidden chamber. And both froze. Hundreds of people stood motionless inside. Men. Women. Children. All pale. All silent. All staring at the walls. Lena whispered, Are they alive? One woman slowly turned toward them. Her jaw hung broken. Maggots crawled inside her mouth. No. The entire crowd turned together. Their dead eyes locked onto Ethan and Lena. Then every corpse whispered simultaneously, "She wants your hearts." The chamber erupted in movement. Bodies rushed toward them. Ethan smashed one with the shovel. Bones cracked loudly. Lena shoved another away, screaming. They ran through another tunnel as dead hands grabbed at their clothes. Behind them echoed endless whispers. "Stay. Don't leave. She's lonely." Then the tunnel suddenly ended. A massive underground grave lay before them. And at the center, a giant black coffin chained shut. The veiled woman floated above it, waiting. "You cannot leave," the woman whispered. The chains around the coffin rattled violently. Ethan raised the shovel. "What do you want from us?" The woman slowly lifted her veil. Lena nearly fainted. Her face was decayed beyond recognition. Skin peeled away, teeth exposed. Worms moved inside empty eye socket. But worst of all, her mouth kept stretching wider and wider, far beyond human limits. "I want warmth again," she hissed. The coffin burst open. A scream exploded from inside. Not one scream. Thousands. Ghostly hands reached out from the darkness within the coffin. The trapped souls, all screaming endlessly. Lena realized the truth. The coffin wasn't empty. It was a doorway. The woman lunged forward impossibly fast. Ethan shoved Lena aside as the creature slammed into him. Both crashed into the mud. The woman climbed over him spider-like. Her mouth opened impossibly wide above his face. Lena grabbed the shovel and struck her head. Crack! The creature screamed and vanished into darkness. Ethan gasped for air. "We need to destroy the coffin." "How?" The journal pages suddenly flew through the air around them. One sentence glowed in red. "Return her bones to the fire." Lena spotted skeletal remains chained beside the coffin. The woman's original corpse. Ethan grabbed an old lantern. "This better work." The veiled woman screamed from the darkness. The dead began crawling from tunnels again. Faster this time. Closer. Lena lit the bones on fire. The chamber shook violently. The woman shrieked in agony. Cracks spread across the coffin. The spirits inside screamed louder and louder. The entire underground cemetery began collapsing. "Run!" The tunnels crumbled around them. Stone fell from ceilings. Dead hands reached from walls trying to grab them. The woman's screams echoed everywhere. "You cannot leave me alone." Lena and Ethan climbed desperately toward the chapel stairs. Behind them the darkness surged like living smoke. The spirits chased them upward. The chapel burst apart as they escaped outside. Rain poured heavily again. The graveyard shook violently. Graves split open. Hundreds of spirits rose screaming into the storm. Then, a blinding flash of lightning struck the chapel. Boom! Fire consumed the entire building. The screams stopped instantly. Silence. The fog slowly lifted. The cemetery returned to normal. Broken. Still. Dead. Lena collapsed sobbing. Ethan wrapped his arms around her. "We survived." But then Lena noticed something horrifying. Ethan's neck. Long black fingernail marks. Slowly spreading like veins. Ethan looked confused. "What?" Then he heard it. A whisper. Inside his head. "Don't leave me alone." His smile slowly widened. Too wide. Lena backed away in terror. "Ethan?" The whisper came again. Stronger now. "Bring me more." Ethan stared at her with pale, empty eyes. Then the story ends with his final words. "We should come back tomorrow night."